America, we don't even have Chinese customer service yet. We don't even have Spanish customer service yet. You know what that means? We're that early to this being available in the market. And that means the whole Chinese American community, they really don't know about Reman yet. Like the whole Chinese American community barely started learning about Reman a few months ago, after we launched Hong Kong. That's when Julia found out about it, and Bessie got involved, and Ming, and literally they're 99.999% of the Chinese American community don't know anything about Reman. But you try the product, you know the business model. When they know about it, when they hear about it, they're gonna love it. And they have no reason not to try the product. Product's probably lower price. It's probably same or cheaper price than what they are already using. And when they use it, the results are much better, and they know it's a safer, cleaner product. So when they use it and they go to work and they see friends and they're getting compliments on their skin looking better, skin glowing, and they feel better, it just goes viral from there. And the beautiful thing is we are new to Hong Kong, we're new to Malaysia, we're new to Taiwan, and we're new to mainland China. We just started the e-commerce business for mainland China through Hong Kong. Within the WeChat app, there is an e-commerce way of purchasing it where local customers in mainland China could buy our products using that e-commerce platform, and it's a local shipping. In 2 to 3 days, they receive product that's all shipped locally in mainland China through our Hong Kong business model. So because of it, we just checked, I don't know now, in May, we have shipped to every major city in mainland China except for 2 cities.
Wow.
So already throughout China, I mean, it's not a lot yet because we just started this in April to start shipping, locally in mainland China. So people in mainland China, they haven't tried our products yet. There's a 99% chance that 90% plus of the people they haven't used our products yet. But as long as they live there, as long as they have WeChat, they could download, they go through the app, they could order our products, and you could earn commission. You could earn commission right here in Las Vegas when they're ordering products and getting local delivery within mainland China. So this is new, right? It's new. It's not like, it's like the development of Summerlin. Like Ford Apache doesn't exist yet, and when it's new, sometimes a lot of people have a hard time seeing because it's not there, but if you could see what others don't see yet, because it hasn't been developed yet, that's where the opportunity is. That's having the vision. That's where the opportunity is. Most people only buy a home that's already done. Few people could see the development, see the completion before even breaking the ground. And the way I saw Reman, when I saw what they have done in Korea, the success they had done in Korea, I thought, man, if this comes to America and this goes to the greater China market and this goes to Latin America market, I mean, how many Latinos do we have here? You build Las Vegas successfully, you're gonna have teams that's gonna take your business to Mexico and Colombia. And so many people in Las Vegas from Mexico. It's driving distance. It's a 2-hour flight. So you're gonna have access to incredible business when you start building successfully in Las Vegas. Of course, starting with Chinese American community here, and the opportunity really sky's the limit. And I could tell you the simplest way. I mean, Julia is a prime example, right? She was a corporate executive, built one of the most successful and one of the fastest growing organizations in Reman. And you couldn't be working with a better person than Julia. I mean, because if you could just duplicate everything she has done in the last few months of time, your success is gonna be incredible. If you could even duplicate half of what Julie has done in the last 6 months of time, your success is gonna be incredible. But here's what's beautiful about our business. You won't duplicate her success. You won't duplicate half of her success. You have an opportunity to double and triple and quadruple her past 6 months success because she's now already done it. Now she has an experience she could show you. And you don't live in Texas, you don't live in New York, you live here in Las Vegas where Julia lives. You have access to her where she could guide you, she could coach you, she could train you, she could show you, and you could work with great leaders like Lori and many other team leaders that's coming up in the market for you to really build a very, very successful system, duplicatable coaching environment here where everybody that comes in could have great success in a short amount of time. We have, I'll tell you some success stories that's been incredible to watch. We have, of course, Julia is one of the most exciting success stories from someone that never had any experience in skincare or sales business like this. One of our leaders in Taiwan, he got started with a year and a half ago. Him and his wife, I remember coming to our Taiwan office. And Taiwan's a small country, right? And they came, she was 9 months pregnant. But they were so motivated. They said, we are hungry, we're motivated, we want to do this. I said, you sure? You're like 9 months pregnant and you're about to have a baby. And they said, no, we're going to do this. We see the vision. They got started with us. They didn't have the fast start, but a few months later, things started to kick. And they started finding some great leaders in Taiwan, but they started finding even stronger leaders in Hong Kong. And now the husband, Jackie, is a national director.
Wow.
And the wife, Winnie, is a senior director.
Wow.
And just last month in June, it's only been a year and a half, his commission last month was $156,000 US. And her commission was $70,000 in US. So, I mean, now it's exceptional. This is not a normal case scenario, but that's a year and a half of very hard work. And husband and wife working together, which is awesome because, even though we love our family the most, who do you spend the most time with? People who you work with. So now first time husband and wife actually working together, they're spending more time than ever. The baby's traveling everywhere together. This little baby's been to like a bunch of places. And, now their life have completely changed in a year and a half of time. And what's exciting is it's just the beginning. They got a clear 5-year goal. Company has next 5 years by 2030 to be in 50 countries goal. After Latin America, we're going to be expanding to Europe. We're going to be expanding even stronger with better environment all throughout Asia. It's going to open up a lot of opportunities. So I know we're new to the mainland China market. We're new to Malaysia, Singapore market. We're definitely new to the Chinese American market. I think later this year, you're going to see Chinese customer service in the United States. Later this year, you'll probably start seeing a lot of the Chinese materials as the community grows. Chinese materials and flyers and presentation materials, training materials, all those things are going to get developed. It's just like, but if you're the first one to move to Summerlin, you brought the electricity and water and you have to drive in the door for a little bit. But once it gets established, of course, it's available for everyone. And that's what you're gonna see happen in the next 12 months of time. So I would highly recommend that, you guys just follow Julia's lead, and she works directly with Mr. Tim Her, Mr. Chris Kim, and of course, Betsy and Ming, who are phenomenal leaders, all from Orange County in Southern California, and you will have direct access to all the answers on exactly how to do this business at a very, very large scale. And one last thing I'll say, and if you guys have some topics to talk about or questions, I'd love to answer and have an open conversation. One last thing I'll say is we have 2 major pending events that's coming up that I want to encourage you guys to really focus and set as a goal to really maximize and utilize the event to benefit from. Our business, if you could master using the event could do things for your business that you cannot do by yourself. We could meet people at home, living rooms, or coffee shops, or offices, and share our products and share our opportunity. But when you could leverage a multi-million-dollar production event with thousands of people there, and the creator, the founder, chairman of the company is there, the CEO is there, all the successful national directors from all over flies in and shares their story, and there are thousands of other people there, it validates what people are feeling. You know, sometimes we see the vision, we feel the excitement, and we feel like we could do it, but when it's just you in your house or at a coffee shop or office, you're like, what I'm feeling, is that real? Is it really possible? But when you see thousands of other people taking the same action you're taking, and, you know, striving to achieve the goals that you're going after, and many people, hundreds of people already have achieved the success that you're trying to achieve. It validates and it gives you the confidence and it gives you the inspiration that helps you to get there quicker. You know, so events are so powerful. Now, the fact that the convention we had in March was in Las Vegas, and we're having another convention in Las Vegas, I don't know if it will ever happen again. We, you know, usually we don't do convention back to back in same city because then, you know, everybody else has to travel. But because I live here,
now I see.
we were able to pull it off this time. But next one after that is probably going to be in California. You know, so we have an opportunity, right? You know, for people from California or Texas, or we have a lot of people in Maryland, we have a lot of people in North Carolina, we have a lot of people in New York, a lot of people from Hawaii. For them to come here, right? It's thousands of dollars. It's a big commitment. It's hours of travel. But for us, we could literally take them there, even if they're brand new, even if they haven't even joined yet, even if they're just a planner or a manager, because they could drive there. They could drive there in 20, 30 minutes at Rio Hotel, right? You know, so Rio Hotel, you know, it's free parking, you know, it's easy access for everyone. It's not going on the strip, you know, the crazy parking, like this town has gone crazy with parking. But, you know, it's going to be very easy to invite people to the Rio convention that's happening in 2 months. So what I would recommend is you focus on creating results and building a team of people to join you at the Las Vegas convention. Maybe you're just getting started. Maybe you've been with Riemann 1 month, 3 months, 6 months. Maybe you don't understand everything yet. Maybe you don't understand everything about our business model, compensation, products, how the expansion works. Maybe you don't understand all of that yet. You don't have to. The beautiful thing about our model is you don't have to understand it all yet, because you could earn a lot while you're learning, and you don't have to learn everything first and teach somebody else, because there's an environment where you get together. You know, if let's just say it takes 6 months for someone to learn something. Let's just say learning an instrument. If it takes 6 months to learn the basics, instead of you doing 6 months and passing it to Lori for her to do 6 months, what if 100 of you could go through the same 6 months together? You know, and that's the beauty of here. And that's what the Las Vegas convention in first weekend of September is going to do for you. If you could bring 10 or 20 or maybe 50 or 100 people from your team, doesn't even matter if they're a team leader, senior manager, planner, doesn't matter if they haven't even joined yet as a guest. If you could just get them to come see, and if you could get them to hear the message about our products, science, patent, exclusivity, Smart Farm, Giant Byungpo, Lava Energy Water, all of that directly from the founder, the creator of the product and the business, Chairman An. If you could get them to hear it directly from CEO and chairman and everybody at the Las Vegas convention at Rio Hotel, the momentum and the success that will be created from that, activities that will be created from that, is something that if you were to do it on your own, it would take years to create. But if you could just get 10, 30, 50, or 100 people there, the convention is going to do that for you. All you have to do is just sit there with them, help them to pay attention just for a day and a half of time. You know, 5th is a full day, and you know, 6th is only a half-day event. Just in a day and a half of time, it's going to be an incredible opportunity for you to accelerate the speed and the growth of your business. You could literally come out of the convention with 10 fired up, motivated people that will take this business to the next level. You may have 100 people that will come out of there saying, I'm gonna be a team leader before this year ends. And I'm gonna make Remont one of my main priorities in my life financially, and I wanna start creating $10,000 a month or more income in Remont in the next 3 to 6 months of time. If you had 100 people in your team leaving the convention thinking that, which the convention will help many people to do, your business will absolutely explode after that. So utilize convention in Las Vegas since it's local and it's just, you know, it's in our backyard. Second event that's coming up is the opportunity to actually visit Jeju Island. Okay, we have a retreat. We have a directors and above retreat scheduled on 3rd week of October. Anybody that meets the requirement to become a director by at the end of August. So we have July and August, we have 2 months left. If you meet the requirement by at the end of August, so on September 1st, you show up as a director, you earn a free trip, to Remont retreat in Jeju Island. You know, so you get to go visit the smart farm, you get to see the lab, you get to see the government lava energy water center, you get to see the whole campus for a half-a-day tour, but rest of the time we're having a vacation in Korea. You get to spend a day in Seoul, we spend a few days in Jeju Island, we stay at our own resort, which is Remont Village, and we eat the best of food. We have an absolutely great time, and October is beautiful weather at Jeju Island, you know, so that's gonna be fun, you know, and we live in Vegas. Good thing is we have a direct flight, you know, from here to Korea. We do have to fly to Jeju Island, but you know, here to Korea, Korean Air has a direct flight, you know, so it's a good travel route for us here. And I want to encourage you guys to, you know, if you're already senior manager, team leader, 2 months, it's not easy and it's a lot of work. But if you could give your absolute best run at it, you know, next 2 months, I think it's worth focusing. And, you know, Julia became director pretty fast. Ask her how she did it. Ask her to help you, coach you on planning out how you can maybe go on a 2 months director run by end of August. Now, you don't have to. If your goal is to just make extra 5, 10, 20,000 a month in Remont part-time, you know, long-term, then it's okay. You know, if that's your goal in the next 6 months, 12 months, 24 months, that's perfectly fine. But if some of you are like Julia, some of you are like Lori, like, hey, I want to make it big, and like the numbers she's talking about, that's a big number. I want to make that big of a success. Well, then it's worth focusing 2 months and see how much volume, how much results you could create. Sometimes some people want to lose weight for 10 years and they never lose any weight. Sometimes it's better to just focus 2 months and go, hey, I'm going to lose, you know, 10 pounds or 20 pounds in that 2 months, and discipline and focus and do the right activities for that 2 months. Sometimes it's easier than trying to do it in 2 years of time. You know, so with the director Remont retreat, Jeju retreat that's coming up in October, if you become director by end of August, you will earn a trip to Jeju, but you will also get recognized at the Las Vegas convention on stage as a director, just like Julia did in March. Also, after the convention on the 6th, we finish around 2 p.m. On Sunday night, we actually have a directors and above party at my house, you know, in Vegas. So, you know, you guys will be also welcome to come over to the house, meet my family, and we'll have a great time with all the directors and above. That's
the best food your mom made.
My mom
made. Best food.
We cater from a sushi restaurant, and we cater from on District 1. You guys know District 1, you know, on Jones. So they have a case. So we did some high-end catering from
the noodle your mom made.
After
right?
that, my mom made some homemade Korean food and some homemade Korean kimchi and japchae. Everybody said my mom's food was better. But anyways, we'd love to have all of you guys at the house.
Yes.
And also, you know, have a great time together. So if you become a director by end of August, you get recognized at the Vegas convention, you earn a trip to Jeju Island, and you come and hang out with us at the director party after the convention. Chairman On, you know, CEO, Mr. On, they will all be there too, and it will be a very, you know, private and a great time. Okay, so I mean, I think July, August, I know it's summer for break, it's vacation time, it's hot. I mean, July, August in Vegas, you can't do anything outside anyways. It's too hot. Might as well get together and do a lot of cute pop-ups. Help people to look better and hydrate, right?
Yeah,
you know,
right.
So, but anyways, it'll be really, really great time to do it. And if you guys know people in Malaysia, Singapore, Hong Kong, so I mean, July 15th, I'm doing an event in Malaysia. July 17th, I'm doing an event in Singapore. July 22nd, I'm doing an event in Hong Kong. And July 27th, I'm doing an event in Taiwan. So if you know people in those markets, talk to Julia. You don't have to go. You can send them. We'll take great care of your guests. Chris will also be there.
Okay.
So we could take good care of your guests and help you expand your team even outside of America without you physically going, which is one of the beautiful things about our business. We have a really, really good support system. So Julia, if you have any other meeting at the level of what you directly or indirectly by the association have experienced or heard about. You know, I just wanted to retire my parents and you know, just be free from this stress-free stress that's caused by finances, lack of finances, when I was just getting started, you know, because like I said, I went to performance art school. I wanted to go to the Conservatory of Cincinnati for music school. It was a very expensive school for music. My dad was a musician, my brother did music. I got accepted, but I didn't get a scholarship. You know, to go there back then, 5 years, it would have cost over $100,000 a year. And my parents had dry cleaners, no way we could afford it. You know, and I didn't want to be $500,000 in debt by the time I graduate. You know, so I just went to UNLV, right? And that was my first motivation. And you know, Julia talked about why. I think everybody has to have their own why. I never thought about making a lot of money before, but when I saw how disappointed my father was, that he couldn't afford for me to go to the university we've been training for. I've been playing music since I was 5. You know, I was, you know, Las Vegas first chair, you know, Nevada State, you know, honor orchestra, concertmaster, but it doesn't matter. Not more than me, my father was so disappointed that we couldn't go, right? So I thought, I don't want to be in that position when my kids spend 18 years doing something to pursue, but now lack of finances, we cannot do it. And I wasn't mad at my father, but I was, you know, I didn't want him to feel that way. I didn't want to feel that way. And I said, it wasn't about getting rich. It was about, I want to get the money thing out of the way. So if anything we want to do, we could do it. And we have no limits. And so that was the first time I had a motivation when I was 18 years old that I need to make money. And literally a few months after is when I got introduced to direct sales. So I was very motivated, you know, so that's how it started. And I thought back then $10,000 a month was a lot of money. So that was my goal, you know, and when I hit that, I wanted to just retire my parents. You know, I thought if I could give them 10 grand a month, they could retire, you know, and I didn't calculate 10 grand a month for 20 years is a lot of money. And today they're healthier than they were 20 years ago. So I think it's going to go on for many, many more years, which we're grateful for. We've been taking care of them. But now it's, you know, my kids are 18, 16, 14. Of course, I have a few more years with them. I want the best life with them. Every year I try to bring them 4 or 5 different countries because I want them to experience the world, things that I didn't get to do. But more important than that, it's a mission. You know, it's not a personal finance thing for me anymore, but it's just, I see the opportunity. I know what the opportunity did for me. You know, I was a kid going to school, working at Starbucks, making $8.50 an hour, you know, son of a parents that used to own dry cleaners on Spring Mountain in Decatur, you know, and this industry and the opportunity and the coachings from a lot of leaders completely changed my whole life and my friend's life, my family's life, and I love watching that transformation. So many people, like that Jackie and Winnie in Taiwan, you know, their life completely changed in a year and a half of time. And there are thousands and thousands of stories like that that's being created, and I love it. And I see, as a Korean American, I think this is the first time Korea had something this special that could expand all over the world and bring great value to people around the world. I'm proud to be part of it. you know, and I love promoting it, you know. So I see Remon becoming a multi-billion-dollar annual revenue company in next 5 years, by 2030, and it's going to change a lot of people's lives, you know. So that's what I think about, you know, that's the mission, you know, that's what, you know, we are on a mission, you know, and that's why we do what we do now, you know. But I would love to see, you know, someone like you. I'm grateful I found the industry when I was young. I was 18 years old. I could have been surrounded by a lot of other environments that probably wasn't going to be as good for me, but I got to start studying business, personal development, leadership, you know, a lot of trainings, conventions. I've learned so much. That's what made me who I am. And I think it was the best life lessons and education environment for me. And I think you're going to find the same. Of course, you had great education already, you know, but life experience and life education, you know, being able to work with your parents here and being around leaders like Julia and a lot of other trainings that you have access to here, it won't just help you here, it will help you in every area of your life. And that's what we love seeing, you know, people's lives being improved like that. You know?
How old are you, Andrew?
23.
Yeah.
23. Wow.
I started in 01. It's like,
Yeah.
Wow.
it's like Danny did.
I think,
Go ahead.
Yes, Danny.
Yes.
And it's a great speech, and you know, the fact of your life and how you started is very impressive.
Thank you.
I've been around, and I've experienced a lot of the things that you went through, which I appreciate. And Julia, don't let anybody tell you you look 60. You don't look day older than 39.
Oh, wow. You're always welcome to this house.
So, I was involved in skin products, companies from South Korea. I'm sure you're familiar with Atomy.
Oh, okay.
Before the pandemic, I used to own insurance brokerage, and my insurance agent came to me and asked if he can leave early that day. I said, why? He said, well, you know, this Korean company, and they're promoting their supplements and their skin products, and it's very